So we're in Cuenca, Ecuador. We've been here for about a week. We are in a hotel for the first 5 or 6 days, I guess. The hotel was pretty cool. It was a colonial hotel closer to the center of town. It was running us $30 a night, and that included a breakfast. But we've now rented a apartment that is along the river, a little further from the center of town, but still a lot of stuff going on. I think they were asking like $1,300 a month, but then this is on Airbnb. They were asking $1,300 a month, and then they knocked it down with like the month-long thing down to whatever the number was, $1,100. But then I wrote her and offered $900, and she took it. So we're in this place. This is a one-bedroom with everything we could possibly need, right on the river, for the next month for $900. So if this is interesting, I'll show you around a little bit. So it's a pretty simple apartment. Couch, chairs. We got refrigerator. Pretty unusual, actually, to have laundry in here. So it's kind of convenient. Gina's liking it. Although we found a place that we can get it done in 2 hours and it's folded for you. So there's the balcony we'll get to. It's a little one bedroom. There's a bedroom, a little desk with our suitcases on it, and there's the view of the river outside. The bathroom, pretty simple. And then glass windows leading out to a little deck that is right on the river. And there's a walking and biking path that is pretty busy along there. So that's our morning view. It's a little loud. The road over there, right there, is a main drag along the river. And so it's a little, oh, there's a biker there. Buenos dias. So it's pretty nice. And then as far as security goes, you've got these metal doors that lock. You've got a lock going outside. So this door, and then there's security gate there, and then in the front there's a security gate as well. We're literally a half a block from, I guess, what we consider kind of like a grocery store. We were there actually last night. And then like a block and a half away from the market that I put pictures up. And that's where we'll get all of our fresh produce and that kind of thing. So $900 a month. This would have 2 or 3 years ago, pre-pandemic. I hate saying that shit. It would have probably run about $400 or $500, I would imagine. Things are expensive everywhere. They were expensive in Colombia. They're expensive in Mexico. But $900 is kind of middle of the range. I would say there's $2,000 or $3,000 apartments, and then we looked at a $600 studio in town, and then you can find for a couple you can find places about $400. If you were single, I mean, you can get a room for $100, $200. Or a little studio for probably $200 to $400 if you were just by yourself, and something smaller was okay. So people always want to know how much everything costs, and it's like anything else. It's like whatever your budget will allow. So we know folks already in town here that are living off of Social Security. Actually, we met Gina was playing some pickleball with folks in Medellin, Colombia, that were living off of Social Security. Actually, we're going Friday night, I think, to see a band or bands, some blues bands. And I was talking to a North American, a gringa, and she said she was living off of Social Security. She's been here 5 or 6 years, I think. Well, so we spent $900 for this. This includes electric, heat. Well, there's no heat, but internet, trash, all that stuff. So $900 is all inclusive. We're not really worried too much about money. I'm going to a coffee shop every day. I spend $1.50 for a cup of cappuccino, or $3 with the tip. So I'm out of there between $2 and $5, I guess. We're going out to eat if we want to. Now that we have the kitchen here, we'll do more cooking in-house. But for so we'll probably spend another $500 or $600, I would say, the month. So let's say, what is that, $1,500 a month for the two of us to live in Cuenca, Ecuador for 1 month. And I was looking at prices. I can take a bus, 2-3 hours away, and it's going to cost me about $2 on the high side. A cab would probably cost me $4 to $6. An Uber probably twice that. So that's the money side of things. But we're walking everywhere. It's a super walkable city. It's really fun. There's around every corner, there's neat little things. There's always something hidden behind a door. Fresh food, literally grown locally. We don't eat a lot of import stuff, if at all. Imports are expensive. If you wanted a bottle of Heinz ketchup, for example, you're going to pay more than you would in the States, but we eat local, and so it's very, very inexpensive. Blue skies. Temperatures run from, I would say, 55 to 75, pretty much all year long. There's not a lot of rain here. You get some sprinkles. So like in the evenings, I'm wearing a puffy jacket, and then no smog. There's not a ton of traffic or any of that stuff. So it's just a pretty laid back Latin America city. And then the other question people have is safety. I don't like to talk about safety a lot because I'm 6'4", 200 and whatever, 25 pounds, ex-Marine. My wife says that I actually scare the people that would come up and rob us, which is probably true. If you knew me, you'd probably think that was true. But I spent 3 months in Colombia, and Colombia is, to me, it's much sketchier. There's always people looking at me, I would say. So they either wanted money, they wanted to sell me something, drugs or sex or that kind of thing. You get nothing here. No one's come up to me. Most of the time, like, they're not even noticing. They stare at Gina more than they do me. But I read something on Facebook the other day. Some woman was accosted by some guys trying to get money from her, saying, but she just blew them off. So there is some petty crime. But one of the things we like about Ecuador, and we started coming down here like 14 years ago, is that the cities we go to, they're super family oriented. You could be out at 10, 11 o'clock at night, and there's entire families walking together. So it's got that kind of vibe to it. So these days, I personally get more sketched out walking the streets in the US than I do in most of Latin America. Walking the streets of Portland or LA or Seattle, there's a lot of crap going on and a lot of crazy stuff going on. So I feel safer, certainly in Cuenca, certainly in Ecuador, than I do in the US, a lot of the cities in the US these days. But again, that's a personal choice. I've been traveling my whole life, so there's a certain familiarity and all that kind of thing that you develop when doing this. We have routines, all that kind of stuff. So safety is not, it's a concern, but it's not, like, I don't worry about it personally. Okay, so hopefully you found this interesting or helpful. If you did, hit a little like button or something. I don't even know where I'm posting this, but let me know that you found it valuable. That'd be helpful. Make it worth my time to communicate what's going on. Thanks.